Hello. I am back from my vacation because stuff has happened. So what's up? Medical science continues to make me look like a moron because they're very smart. Well done, smart people. So let's talk about Alzheimer's. We've made improvements to Alzheimer's medication. That's very good. A medication for patients with Alzheimer's has recently been approved by the FDA, but like right after that, another study came out and found that this other experimental medication is even better. Now I want to temper expectations a little bit. Like this is a tough one. It's a tough old nut to crack. But we've got studies that show that this medication is able to sort of stave off the mental decline that Alzheimer's brings on, especially in the earlier stages of the disease, which can help improve quality of life for a little bit longer. It is not a cure. We are still doing research, but it is a step in the right direction and it's teaching us more about this disease, and hopefully someday we'll get there. So fuck yeah, medical science. Hey, remember when the president of the United States did a bunch of crimes like on TV? And like bragged about it. Remember that? Well, Trump has been informed that he is now the target of a third criminal investigation, this time into his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. And he's not happy about that. It's almost like he recorded a video saying, hey, people who are currently storming the Capitol, you are correct, and we love you. Weird. So yeah, the Department of Justice is going after Trump, and he might be indicted for a third time. At the same time, 16 fake electors from Michigan have been charged with felonies. As a quick reminder, during the 2020 election, they were like, you know what? It looks like this state's going blue. We're just going to ignore that and try to send our own suite of electors for Trump. They were like, no, the votes don't matter. Let's just make it up. And so 16 real-life human beings signed a piece of paper with their hands saying, I am the real electors. It's me, the big boys. But weird, the state doesn't agree with that. And so Michigan's attorney general has charged them a lot. Weird how it keeps happening that people do a crime and talk about it a lot and then get charged. They're like, oh yeah, we're the patriots. We're gonna ignore the will of the voters and just send our own electorates that we chose. This is good. Even ignoring the fact that this is just the state squabbling with other people who work within the state and do state things. Like, what the hell? Like, we already have the bullshit that is the Electoral College, right? Like, this wouldn't be a thing if a simple majority vote could elect a president. But that's not how a president gets elected. So we have a bullshit system, and they're trying to be like, hey, so within this bullshit system, we're gonna try to pull some sub-bullshit, sort of a mondo bullshit, a meta bullshit, if you will. Literally, like, why? I mean, I know why. Don't answer that question. I don't want to hear why. The reason why is bad. It's a rhetorical why, sort of a royal why. Hey, so you know that thing where you accidentally email the wrong person secret military documents? No? Well, that is a thing that has happened hundreds of thousands of times because people meant to send emails to military email addresses at .mil domains and accidentally sent them to .ml domains, which is for Mali. The thing that comes after the last dot in a URL is called a top-level domain. Your .coms, your .nets, your .orgs. There's also, like, you know, the special ones like .gov and .mil. Then there's the country code ones where you've got like .nz, .us, .ca. Those are the country code ones. And we've got the fancy ones now like .service and .gay. But it doesn't matter. We just, whoops, people just missed the I in .mil. And sent military information to random addresses in Mali. There is a silver lining, which is that the .ml domain name has been being handled by a third party that's actually not in Mali. And they've been reaching out to the US being like, hey, yo, this is a problem? And the US is like, oh, whoopsie doopsels. Oh well. So far, nothing actually classified has been sent to this domain, but it's about to be handed back over to the country pretty soon. And that's not a thing you want to just, you know, hand people. Only the best. In free country USA. We got the good ending. Well, sort of. I mean, a dude and his dog were adrift at sea for like 2 months after they intended to sail from Mexico to French Polynesia. Unfortunately, soon after they departed, their boat got hit with bad weather and they lost all their electronics and like navigation equipment and whatnot and communication equipment. It wasn't good. So it was just a dude and his dog adrift at sea for multiple months and they survived off of the, you know, thankfully fishing equipment they had and rainwater. But they're back on land and they're doing okay. The dude seems to be in good spirits. He's able to eat, albeit slowly, and the dog survived too. And we're happy about this one. On this day, in the year 64, the Great Fire of Rome began. It went on to burn for a while and it burned about half the city down. And funnily enough, there's rumors, unconfirmed rumors, that Nero ordered the fire because he wanted to, clear out some room for a new palace. Now, again, this is unconfirmed, but as we've seen before on this show, Nero is not a stranger to wild-ass shit. Big day for Nero. Lightning round. The EU is rolling out regulations such that gaming handhelds like the Steam Deck will have to have replaceable batteries by 2027. Burger chain In-N-Out has adopted a policy that their employees are not allowed to wear masks unless they have a valid doctor's note. An ongoing court case around whether or not Apple is allowed to force all app developers to use the App Store for payments is possibly heading to the Supreme Court. There's been a huge spike of abuse allegations among staff in McDonald's locations in the UK, and McDonald's is like, oopsies. After spewing anti-Semitic bullshit that I will not repeat here, RFK Jr. has been condemned by members of his own family. The Wall Street Journal was quick to publish an opinion piece about how that just makes RFK Jr. more trustworthy, because his family obviously can't be trusted, because who condemns their own family publicly, blah, 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 blah. Real cool journalism. It is way too goddamn hot. Like all over everywhere. It's hot. Don't die, please. And speaking of that, insurance companies are continuing to flee Florida, making it even harder to actually own a home in a market that's already terrible. Why insure stuff in Florida if there might not be a Florida soon? It's just good business. There's someone's mowing very loud right near where I'm recording. Very cool. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Stuff Keeps Happening. Head to stuffkeepshappening.online for sources, bonus content, and the sound of somebody mowing their lawn right outside my window. My name is Endeavorance. I'll be live tonight on my Twitch. I hope to see you there. And don't forget, if you're listening to this as the podcast, please give it a share, give it a review. I don't know how any of that works, but it does help very much. And thank you so much for listening. I'll be back on Friday. Take care and be well.